Today we're talking about vibe marketing, and if you are a small business, you especially want to pay attention. Use whatever cliche you want to: force multiplier, jet fuel, secret weapon, game changer, whatever you want to call it. Vibe marketing can have a huge impact on your business and give you an ability to be competitive in ways that you could never be competitive before. And we're going to get into all that today while we talk about vibe marketing. Now, what is vibe marketing? You may have heard the phrase. It's more likely you've heard the phrase vibe coding. It's become kind of a meme lately. I think of Hacker Man. But vibe coding is essentially where a developer, programmer, somebody with an idea for an app goes to AI with that idea. Instead of working out all the code and writing it all out and structuring it, you go to AI and you're like, hey, I got this idea. I want to build this thing. And then you collaborate with the AI, or you vibe with it and you see where it takes you. You throw the idea out there. The AI, like Claude Code or ChatGPT, gives you answers back. And together you're vibing with the AI to build this product. And what ends up coming out the other side is not always exactly what you were envisioning initially. And then the AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It's doing the code writing, it's doing the checking and the refining and the perfecting as you, the developer coder, are vibing with it. That's vibe coding. Now that concept at the beginning of this year kind of transmorgified into vibe marketing. And so you can take that vibe coding definition and infer what vibe marketing is. Essentially, you're having a marketer vibe with the AI. You've got an idea as a marketer. You say, hey, I want to accomplish a certain thing. You go to the AI, you collaborate with it, and then you let the AI help you refine your idea, make your idea something special, and then you work with the AI to build the idea out. Maybe this is a funnel. Maybe this is some type of lead gen landing page or an app, etc., that is going to help drive revenue and traffic. Maybe it's a campaign. And you work with AI and you let AI do the heavy lifting. And then there's another component to this. You actually are using some of these tools that are available now to create things like automations, AI agents that can then carry out your marketing program without a whole team of people. That's the idea in a nutshell. And what it allows you to do is to have a very small team with a tiny budget accomplish way more. Maybe a team of one person with hardly any budget can accomplish way more than a larger team with a large budget could or even does now accomplish. Now, the opportunity for small business should be obvious here. You can leverage vibe marketing to bring traffic and revenue into your business quite easily and quite quickly. It gives you a lot of speed and a lot of agency. And this is, as I said, a cliche, a game changer. It's a force multiplier for small businesses. Now, how do we get here? How do we get into this moment? There's this window. And with any technology, if you think back, if you look at me, I've been around for a little while. If you think back when the internet first hit, there was a lot of talk about the new economy.
Millions of Americans own a personal computer. If you're one of them, you can now glimpse the future with nothing more than a modem, a phone line, and a few dollars a month.
And all this breathless talk about the internet, you young kids, you don't know about this. You've just always taken the internet for granted. But for a lot of people, all you had were traditional tactics, traditional media, and nobody was really connected. If you needed to get directions, you had to pull out a paper map, baby, and you had to figure out how to get from point A to point B. If you wanted to figure out how to change the oil on your lawnmower, you didn't go to YouTube and watch some old hillbilly in the mountains teach you how to change your oil. But when the internet first hit, it was huge. And everybody talked about how it's going to change the world. And everybody talked about this new economy. Fast forward a few decades, 20, 30 years, and here we are sitting in the old economy with new tools. So we're sitting here, and there's a lot of hype around AI. At the same time, to look back at that internet analogy, there was and are huge opportunities that technology created. Yes, it didn't create a whole new world, but it opened up huge opportunities. And the people that were early adopters, the people who got in first, were the ones that scored big. And I think right now there's a window open. AI, for all its flaws and all the concerns that it causes and for all the things that it's not that everyone thinks it is, still presents an opportunity if you take advantage. And so if you're a small business owner, my advice to you is understand that there's a moment right now that the technology is providing. And if you're savvy and smart, you're not going to get breathless and get suckered in by all the hype. But at the same time, you have an opportunity to take advantage. And while that window's open, first movers, people that get in there first, figure it out, and implement this intelligently are going to get significant advantages. So if you're interested in being superiorly positioned, hyper competitive, etc., gaining an advantage, now is the moment. Why is this happening? Like, what's causing this? Well, essentially, a few drivers or kind of dynamics are at play. Essentially, AI has gotten good enough at certain kinds of things like marketing that you can start to use it. Previously, when it first rolled out, AI wasn't necessarily great at marketing. It's not to say that it couldn't do it, but it's getting sophisticated enough. The models that Claude, Anthropic are rolling out, the models that OpenAI and their ChatGPT are rolling out, et cetera, are getting sophisticated enough that they're actually really good at doing marketing tasks. Then you take the vibe coding movement, which it generated a bunch of tools that allowed workflow automations, agentic AI, meaning where you can integrate AI into a workflow and the AI is thinking and making decisions on your behalf and moving the process forward. And then lastly, the cost of all this has just, I don't know if the word is imploded, but it's so cheap. If you think like the best monthly cost, the highest level with ChatGPT, it's $200 a month. If you're a small business, I mean, you can be in for the pro level for $20, but you can go $200 a month and get access to everything. $200 a month, that's nothing. And there's so much that you can do with it. Now, there's a lot you can't do with it. And if you sit and think that AI is going to replace all my employees, you're sorely mistaken. AI is not a replacement for human beings. It's not even really intelligent. We like to talk about artificial intelligence and we're going to get rid of all of our people. No, you need intelligence, you need insight, you need strategery, people that can think. And AI can't necessarily provide that. However, AI in the hands of intelligent, savvy, strategic people can be a really powerful tool. So essentially, you've got AI good enough at the marketing tasks. You've got all these tool sets available now that were not available before. And the cost of all this stuff is just so low. And those things could change. AI is going to keep getting better. The tool sets are going to keep getting better, I would imagine. But I would imagine at some point the costs are going to go up. And you got to take advantage while you can. To help flesh this out a little bit more, let's take a look at the old model versus the new model. In the old model, you had marketing teams, you had specialists, you had designers and coders and media buyers, all these people that were very good at specific tasks. And you couldn't do a campaign without having this team available. Everybody would work in silos, and you'd have lots of meetings to try to coordinate things and think through them and Slack threads. And you'd have to go through weeks and weeks to prepare a campaign, figure it out, build all the assets for it. It could take months. In the new Vibe marketing model, you've got a single smart marketer, just an intelligent, savvy, insightful marketing person that can use then AI agents and workflows to do all the things that these specialists did, the media buys, the designing, the coding, all that stuff can be handled now leveraging AI. You can test tons of marketing angles. You can A/B test all kinds of stuff in real time. You don't have to do all this work to then launch it into the market. And you can have hundreds of AI agents running the show. You can do this all in real time, and you can launch in days. So you have an individual who understands how to use the tools, understands strategy, has a vision, can leverage AI to get all this work done in a matter of days at a fraction, like a ridiculous fraction of the cost, both in money and time that you would have had to invest in the old model. Now, in talking about the old versus the new, I talked about tools, and I said that, hey, a savvy marketer with some strategic insight and the ability to leverage AI and its tools can accomplish great things. Let's talk for a minute about the tools. Keep in mind, this is not a set list because this is an ever-changing, ever-evolving area. What is today may not be tomorrow. What doesn't exist today will exist tomorrow. But here's a handful of tools that you might find useful. So for instance, when we talk about vibe coding, you've got tools like Replit, Bolt, and Lovable. When you talk about things like agentic AI workflows, you've got platforms like N8N, which I use, Gumloop, and Flow. Manus AI, obviously we've got Claude. Claude's great for some writing. It's also great for code. I like to work with Claude when I'm building something. You've got OpenAI's ChatGPT. I also use ChatGPT quite a bit for things like deep research. And I use ChatGPT, OpenAI's ChatGPT, to act as the AI agent that powers my workflow. So I use Claude often to build the workflow, and then I use ChatGPT to actually power it on a day-by-day basis. And then you've got something like Sora, which creates images and videos. Again, that's OpenAI ChatGPT. So maybe you're sitting there saying, yeah, Mike, I'm in. You sold me. I want to do some vibe marketing. I want to make me $1 billion sitting at home in my PJs. Great. I got you, fam. I got you. So how do you do it? It's pretty straightforward. My advice to you is start small. Let's pick one thing, get your feet wet, and build on that. And I think as you build on that, you're going to start to see more and more opportunities. The best thing that you can do is just start in your marketing department and identify 2 or 3 what I would call high-impact, repetitive tasks. What do you do in your marketing? Maybe it's you that does it. Maybe it's an employee that does it. They're important. They're things that have to happen, but you do them on a regular basis. And they're repetitive. It's like we do this over and over again. It sucks up a lot of time. It would be great to get this off of our plate, but we can't stop doing it. Categorize them. Is this pipeline stuff? Is this research? Is it repurposing content? Is it around publishing? Like, what kind of category? Look at your list, look at your categories, and then choose an entry point. And what I mean by that is when you look at your categories in your list, choose which one has the most impact, the most return on your investment of time. Like, look at this one and go, hey, if we could do this one first, this would be pretty cool. It would actually free up some time and we'd feel it in the business. And maybe we can get to some other stuff. Essentially, we're just looking for low-level wins here, folks. Then define success. What would it look like if we did this? Maybe you're in a funnel and your leads aren't converting at a certain stage and you're like, man, it'd be great if we could find a way to move those leads forward. We're doing a lot of phone calls, et cetera. And so just choose what success looks like. Hey, we're not doing phone calls anymore. We've put together a call to action that's really cool, and we're getting conversions. We're getting 10% conversions where we're only getting 1% into the next step of the funnel, or conversions into new clients, whatever that is. This avoids wasting time because when you define what success looks like, this whole area is just chock full of exciting technology and breathless people talking about how transformational this is. And you can find yourself 3 months down the road building these amazing things that have no value to your bank account. And so you don't want to get distracted at this stage. You can get distracted down the road, but right now you want to stay focused and you want to build a win. And then you want to just go through and match the right tool to the job. If you start to map out the job, like how are we going to do this? And you can do this a little bit you can start vibing. You can fire up Claude or ChatGPT and say, hey, here's a task that I've got in my business. Here's what success looks like. I want to automate this thing. Help me out, bro. And then just start collaborating with the AI and figure out a pathway forward and ask it, okay, great, what tools can you recommend? Now, you're going to have to do a little of your own research. It's going to give you a list or two of some tools. You start to look at them. You start going back and talk to the AI while you do it. Hey, I'm thinking of using this one with this one. What do you think? And the AI is going to tell you, oh, that's a wonderful idea, Bob. You're a genius. You go, hang on a second. I'm not asking you to shine me. Tell me, is this a good idea or is there a flaw? And it's like, well, since you asked, This tool is fine to work with that one. However, there's a better tool and you're like, oh, see, I'm glad I asked. But go through, identify your tool set, match the right tool to the right job, and then start building your workflow, your agent, your automation, whatever that is that's going to solve that specific problem. Launch it, get that thing out there, and then you want to monitor and tweak it. How's it doing? Keep an eye on it. Is it working? Is it not working? Go back to the AI. Say, hey, Claude, this is working, but I think it could be better. This prompt seems to be falling a little short, or the results we're getting aren't quite what I was hoping. You're going to refine and revise. Once that thing's happening, then you can start to expand. You can take what you built and expand it into something bigger. You can expand into other aspects of your marketing, and the next thing you know, you will be a vibe marketer cashing in on the gold rush that is AI. A little bit of hype for you, a little bit of hyperbole. And with that, let's talk a little bit about maybe final thoughts, like some things to be cautious of. I said earlier that I don't think that AI is actually meaning I don't think artificial intelligence is actually intelligent. I stand by that. It is a very clever simulation of human thinking, but it does not arrive at its answers the way that you and I do. It does not have understanding. You and I can read a book and we see the text in front of us, we read it, we understand it, but we can understand the deeper meanings, the layers of the text and the hidden meanings of the author. We can deconstruct it. AI can't do that. It can see the words, it can catalog the words, it can put them together. You can ask questions about the book and it can reformulate answers. But if it's giving you information based on the deeper, like, hey, what's the subtext, or what did Faulkner mean when he, like, what are the symbologies behind Faulkner's story here? It's going to give you answers that other humans have come up with that it has digested earlier. It doesn't read something and understand deeper ideas, meanings, streams, threads. So keep that in mind. It's a wonderful tool, and it's a tool that simulates human thinking, but it is not thinking. And it is not capable of synthesizing or making connections, having visions, or understanding a strategy that you or I would be capable of having. And so don't think that the AI can just replace all your people, and don't just go to the AI and say, tell me what to do. You need to come to it with an idea, with a vision, with a place you want to go, and then leverage it as a tool, a very sophisticated, very powerful, very capable, but also flawed tool that can help you get there. The other piece of advice I give you, if you're aware of this, you're hearing about AI slop, don't go to the AI and ask it to write blog posts and articles and white papers for you. Don't use it to create content. Yeah, you need to put images together. Maybe you need a little video clip for a short you're doing. I get it. Like, I'm not saying you can't use it to create anything. But don't use AI to somehow put stuff out there that you present as your thinking. You are unique, and you have a unique, almost sacred power within you, a God-given ability to think and synthesize and articulate things that a machine just can't do in ways that a machine will never be capable of. Yes, it can simulate. Yes, it can approximate and pretend. But in the end, only you can bring to the world what's inside you. Use the tools to get there. I use a computer to type. I prefer that than using a hammer and chisel and a slab of stone, or setting my type on a printing press and pulling the lever with the ink and all that jazz. I don't like to make my own paper necessarily every time I want to send an email and use a pigeon to send it off. I use technology. You should too. But don't acquiesce and give to the AI things that you uniquely can bring to the world. That's my only little bit of advice there. However, approach it as a tool, leverage it, and take advantage. This window is open for a short period of time, and I guarantee you, if you take the time to understand and leverage it properly, you will benefit. Guys, that's all I've got. How are you using Vibe marketing or AI in general in your business, if at all? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. Tell Uncle Mike what you think. And if you like this kind of content, sign up for my newsletter. I've got a free newsletter. Link in the description below. And in the meantime, know that Uncle Mike loves you, each and every one. I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.